Hey, how's it going, everyone? Shinmoku here. Oh my god, I fucked it up. Okay, anyways, today we're taking a look at Atlas in Smite. He is the latest Guardian, and he is pretty crazy. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. I do think he's going to be a very, very strong character, but I think he's also really, really cool. So, hey, happy to see it. I'll be really mad when I get shit on by him, but he's a really cool character. So let's just dive on into it. And before we start, just wanted to let you guys know the cooldowns here. So this starts, obviously I've done the reduced cooldown in the jungle practice. It starts at 15 and goes down to 12, so you definitely want to level this ability first. You'll see that there's more than just the cooldown as to why you want to level this first. And then this has a 16-second cooldown, of course does not scale, and this also has a 16-second cooldown, does not scale, and this has the regular cooldown of 90 seconds for ultimates. So, not necessarily short cooldowns, but also not the longest cooldowns we've ever seen. I think these cooldowns are fair, given what the character is capable of, and you're definitely going to want to buy a CDR on him for the ultimate alone, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Let's dive right into his passive. So you can see the passive is down here, and we can, as we deal damage, whether with auto attacks or abilities, you can see we are gaining energy. So now we're at 20 energy here. I was trying to find a way to make this more clear. So we're at 20, but we can actually go up to 30. So if I auto, I'm kind of screwed, but I don't want to show too much of the kit yet. But you can see we've gained a little bit more energy, so we can have up to 30 energy. And what happens when we expel that 20 energy? Well, as you can see, our auto attack, it's got a little bit of range. What's going on there? Well, bam! A tremble plus a little bit of extra damage that scales with your level. Absolutely awesome. So you can see, you can probably get the idea now. Atlas is going to be a CC machine, okay? He actually does a lot of damage too, which we'll see later. But yeah, that's a really, really cool ability, and it synergizes with his 1 really well as well. So let's get into that. Just build up the energy real quick. Alright. Oh, it didn't. Whatever. So as you can see, the 1 is an AoE like this, and he's going to throw this singularity black hole. I don't even know. He's going to throw his ball. He's going to slap his nuts on the on the ground, and that is going to become important as we get into his second ability as well. But first, let's just go with this. So he throws down the 1, deals damage. Cool. That's awesome. What's that? Your auto attacks. It's a bit like a Zeus deployable in the sense, like you chuck it out and you can interact it with the other abilities. But your big one, your auto attacks now, I guess get transferred to that area. Anything in that area will be hit with your auto attacks, but it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Like it doesn't do 100%. As you can see, the basic explosion is 23 plus 6 per level, so a little bit under your base auto attacks for a decent amount of the game. It's going to be a little bit lower, but not super lower. But the big one is this explosion deals 40% damage to minions and costs 5 mana to use. So yeah, it's not. This isn't going to clear minion waves absolutely instantaneously, but it's still definitely going to be very, very strong in lane and duo lane as well. So let's get into his 2, which actually has like 3 different crazy things going on. Very excited about this. So you can see it's not a huge cone, but you can definitely snag multiple people with this, but definitely not with the closer cone unless they're, I don't know, Aphrodite and Sasano couples maybe. You'll catch with this. Let's start with the big cone. The big cone at the edge. What does this do? Whoomp. Pretty simple. I am wondering if you can do the Hercules thing where you pull them and then you blink away. But, I don't want to waste too much time on that. I don't even know if you could do it. Someone else will find out about that. But a bit like a Hercules pluck, but a bit more forgiving in terms of the wideness. But it is definitely has a longer startup. So definitely more reactable. So what about when we're inside of the cone? Whoa, bonk! You're mine now, bitch. So it's a bit... obviously, Stomach Pluck contains a dash in it, so it's better, but this is still very, very good. If you say blink on somebody, you're mine. Come here. Then you chuck them away. Luckily, not like a Gilgamesh dropkick where you can stun people by clipping them into each other or anything. I can't even get that to happen, but yeah, really, really strong ability here. Obviously, I think you're going to need to blink on people with this. Your 3, you'll see in a moment here, your 3 It'll help you get close to people, but I do think, yeah, probably going to need to badonk and then throw. Especially considering the startup. So it is definitely reactable, but if you catch someone like, say for instance, there's a hunter, and he just like chucks out 2 auto attacks. I mean, he's got a little bit of recovery time going on there, so you can blink on him and do that. Except I don't have blink, and I almost just beats by accident. That would have been funny. So his 3 is a bit of a loaded ability, and yeah, let's just try and have Smite explain this one. So he charges forward, and each allied god he charges forward will have their burdens removed, cleansing them of any current slows and increasing their movement speed. When Atlas collides with an enemy god, he releases all the burdens in an explosion. For every burden, the slows increase by 25% up to a maximum of 75%. So you can cleanse up to 3 slows and have a 75% slow. That's pretty crazy, especially when you consider how long and how far this dash goes. We can actually, oh yeah, the Odin lights up. That's nice. And this circle around Atlas describes, I guess, well, it shows you the range that he will cleanse slows by. So let's just charge forward here. I'd say it's about the speed of an RTO, the current RTO dash. And of course it handles largely the same. I think RTO dash goes a little bit further though, but this is still a bit of a problem. So I haven't tested it yet. I'm not sure if he cleanses slows on himself. I'm hoping not. But actually, one thing to note here, the ability does not slow by itself. You have to cleanse a slow on an ally in order to get the slow. So that was interesting. So luckily, you know, they didn't add a slow on top of all that. But the thing is, I was thinking about, it's like, wow, that's awfully specific. You know, you gotta cleanse a slow. But then when you think about it, most characters in the game actually have some form of a slow, and your allies are going to be getting slowed at some point. So this ability, I mean, especially in a 2v2, say like both the hunter and their guardian have slows, like this is actually a really, really powerful tool against that if you want to be aggressive against them. It could. I think this ability might have the potential to like straight up win matchups in lane. So a really cool ability, but I am worried, like, because I think Atlas might be a good soul laner too. I am worried if this is just going to make him another RTO where he lives forever, and then like, oh, he's 1 HP, we're going to kill him. Nope. So I'm a little worried about that, but still a really, really cool ability. But the coolest, by a country mile, has to be the ultimate. Oh my god, this is so cool. I love Atlas's design, all the colors and shit. I love it. So a really big area this time, bigger than his one. So this is also, we'll get to it, I'll talk about it later. This is also independent of his ball here. The ball doesn't interact with this in any way. But basically, he chucks this down. The first portion of this is like a Gilgamesh ult, and the second portion is a bit like a Sasana ult. So throw this down. Whoa, we're shredding protections while we're doing this, and then and that goes for a while. Do you want to know how far it goes? Oh, sure. What's that? Oh, you think I'm kidding? Oh, okay. So we can shoot it out early. We don't have to wait for it. And bazow. Yep. It basically, I think that's long enough to go all the way to a different lane, essentially. I doubt we're going to be seeing snipes, because, you know, VBA. Enemy ultimate incoming, and then you're just like, ah, where's the Atlas ult? So I don't think people are going to get sniped by this, like, cross-map, but definitely it's going to be a little, I think it's a little overpowered, because, so while they're sitting in it, their protections are being shredded, as you can see by the tankier Odin bot there. Their protections are being shredded, but also if you just let it loose early, it's actually still going to fire out at the same really high amount of damage and still give a protection and power percent reduction. I forgot to mention that. It also reduces power. So this ability actually stacks up to 7 times. And you get 3 stacks no matter what. No matter what level this is, you get 3 stacks of that radiation, which means, so what's math? 15% protection reduction and 6% power reduction, just if you just spam it, just go crazy. So again, it's another instance of Atlas just blinks on you, and then you use a movement speed ability in retaliation. As you can see, we can move the targeter around. I just fire it at you, and it's very, very fast. If you're able to, especially if you're able to predict where the enemy's going to move, say like an Uller leaps over a wall, you can guess which wall he's going over. little strong there. I do feel like something needs to give if he just fires this immediately. Again, maybe make it like Sasano. Maybe it has to be like halfway up in order to get the power and protection reduction effect on it. Maybe something like that. I think it'd be a little bit more fair. Because in its current form, I love this ability. So cool looking, right? Like I really like this ability. A little strong though, definitely. But as you can see, not a catastrophic amount of damage. I have 300 magical power with a little bit of pen, and yeah, that wasn't cracking like 300 damage. But if you get like a half the ability, oh shoot, it's gonna be like, oh. So let's just use it on knee spot here. See if we get like half the ability on it. 4, 5, achoo! I mean, she's still almost like half health. I mean, to be fair, this is a way stronger build. Way stronger build. Like this is the max amount of magical power you might see on like a Bruiser Atlas or something. So, not to say like it's crazy overpowered damage-wise, but what it's able to do for your team is really significant, especially teamed with your 3. Basically, letting your team gain movement speed behind you if they're slowed. There's a lot you could do with this character, and I really like this character. I think he's really awesome. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's what it looks like when you're at max energy with 30% energy. So, as you can see, it's already starting to fill in a little bit more than when we first started. So, okay, that's essentially Atlas. Hold on, let me put on instant casting and do some combos. Right, so blink 2ing. Boom. Yeah, definitely a little slow. You can't really chuck him early, but yeah, I think that's still a really solid little combo. Then, of course, with this one, you know, it's really strong that you really don't need to be in their face. You can just chuck it from a distance, pull them in the middle, and then it gets pulled to you. They actually wait in that center in the stun, so your ADC or whoever, or your mage, can start walking up and line up an ability, and watch where you are in relation to that and line up an ability perfectly. I think that's awesome. So here's also a little combo for you guys here. Blinking in, doing this, doing the stuff, using the 2, but-chow. So using the ultimate to get a little bit of protection shred, slapping the 1 down for a little bit extra damage, and to set up your 2 as well. So I'm thinking, you know, using your 2 raw, I think it will work like around walls and stuff like that. I'm starting to think blinking in with it, probably going to get predicted, probably going to get reacted to. So maybe just chucking out your 1 and then 2ing immediately. That might be the better way, because like, the 1 is just so big, right? And they get stuck in the middle, and your team can all line up for it. Yeah, maybe that's better than blink 2ing. You know, but regardless, it's still a great displacement tool. Of course, we get on the side. Oh, I didn't chuck the other guy. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I missed him. Oh, shh. Okay, so that about wraps up Atlas. Wish I did it by accident the first time. Yeah, I was using the 2 to chuck the guy. Yeah, so you get really big displacement, displace multiple enemies. Yeah, you get it. Anyways, my thoughts about Atlas. I think he's super cool. Like, I think this is a really good idea for a character. I do wish that the 3 somehow interacted with his ball. You know, just make the 1 interact with more than just his 2, you know. It does interact with his auto attacks as well, so I get it. Yeah, it's interacting with 2 things, but I don't know. Maybe make his movement ability interact with the ball somehow. Maybe like he can pick up the ball while he's in his 3. Some shit like that, or like the ball, he can recall the ball to him while he's dashing, and the ball does damage as it comes towards him, and slows or something like that, some shit like that. But the current 3 is still a really interesting. Oh, whoops, I had it on instant cast. But yeah, the current 3 is still a really interesting ability. You know, cleansing slows is really cool. I don't think, other than just straight up cleanses like Geb Shield or Hell 2, I don't think we've had a pure like slow cleanse like that. So yeah, that's a pretty cool ability. I mean, I'm down for it. Just wish that maybe the ult or the 3 interacted with the ball in some sort of way. And I think the ult is so cool, but I do think it needs the Sasano treatment, where it should probably only get the power and protection reduction after it's been wound up for a little while. Because remember, you could just be behind a wall, and then like to get a raw snipe over the wall with the protection reduction. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. You know, you could say, oh, that's such a niche application, but it's really not if you really think about it. I think it could be a little abusable in its current form. But anyways, I really like this god. Finally, a positive review for a god. I think I've been really negative the past few times. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really solid character. When I think about his damage more, it's actually not that high. But I think he's got really good sustained damage, just not burst damage, like I initially thought. But anyways, that's Atlas. What do you guys think about Atlas? Do you love him? Do you hate him? And let me know why. And thanks for watching.